Hello and welcome! Finally back. I haven't been making videos for a bit. Research just got a little crazy, but I should be getting back into more videos soon. And this time we're looking at Pauper. I recorded a video on this deck actually a while ago, but that deck, I think, not optimal. So I think I want to get more videos on this deck because it's, I think, my favorite deck I've played in any format. Just so much fun, so much value, so many decisions to make, and yeah. Okay, so it's Tortured Existence is the namesake card of the deck. So for those who don't know, I guess I can zoom. It's discard a creature card, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. Which, you know, it's pretty powerful actually, because what you end up building is a creature toolbox deck. So, you know, if you have a Spore Frog and you want to grab a Mesmeric Fiend, you can make that swap pretty straightforward. The way you gain card advantage from this is number one, you can dredge. So we have 3 Golgari Brown Scales and 4 Stinkweed Imps. Here's Stinkweed Imp. With Dredge 5 and Dredge 2 respectively. That makes basically every turn you're drawing a relevant threat. With Brown Scale, you know, you're drawing a threat and gaining 2 life every turn. Is you just dredge it. And then you can trade it for whatever creature you want. The way you get card advantage is with Grave Scrabbler, so it has Madness, so you discard it to return a creature, but then you cast it with its Madness costs, so you get a 2/2 and another creature, so you spend black plus its Madness cost is 3. You get a 2/2 and 2 creatures from your graveyard to your hand. And then the way to recur stuff like Grave Scrabbler I have Carrion Feeder, which is kind of the main beatdown aspect of the deck. It's a 1/1 for 1, and you can sack a creature to make it bigger. You can recur Grave Scrabblers and then sacrifice it on the battlefield. And then, you know, if you have 2 of these, you use this to get 2 creatures, sacrifice it, use this to grab the other Grave Scrabbler. It's an infinite loop that nets you 1 card per activation plus Carrion Feeder triggers. Other things for this deck, Wickerbot Elder is awesome. So this is the way we destroy artifacts or enchantments. And we might want 2 of these in the 75, but right now we're just trying 1. So not just with a -1/-1 counter, and then you can remove a counter to destroy an artifact or an enchantment. And the way you recur this ability is with Fume Spitter. So you can actually Fume Spitter your own Wickerbot Elder to put more counters on it. And you can actually just kind of machine gun down a lot of artifacts or enchantments that way. Tilling Treefolk and Raven's Crime bring us to the land sub-theme of this deck. So Raven's Crime, you'll dredge into it at some point, and it lets you target a player discards a card, usually your opponent. We have 2 Tilling Treefolk, which when they enter, you get 2 lands from your graveyard to your hand. The first issue with this deck is you want as many lands as you can have in play, because that gives you more activations of Tortured Existence, gives you bigger Crypt Rats, you know, more Wickerbot Elder. It just, the more times you can activate this card per turn, the better your deck's going to be. So Tilling Treefolk, because you're dredging every turn, you're not going to be drawing any lands ever. Tilling Treefolk lets you kind of get around that, and that you can be drawing 2 lands per turn. So in the late game, it just helps you pick up some of these like Jungle Hollows or Rot Farms. You can be continuously hitting your land drops in the mid game. In the early game, we have 4 Barren Moors and 1 Tranquil Thicket as cycling lands, plus Evolving Wilds, to kind of thin your deck out a bit and help you draw into this Tortured Existence, because your deck does work without this card. I've won quite a few games without it, but the power level is so much lower when you don't have it. So between the Barren Moors and Tranquil Thickets, we're trying to get value out of our lands. And Treefolk helps us with that. Along that line of Tortured Existence, we have 4 Commune with the Gods. So this from forget Theros block, probably, pretty sure. Reveal the top 5 cards of your library. You can reveal a creature or enchantment card, put the rest into your graveyard. So it helps get creatures into your graveyard, and it looks at the top 5. So really, between this and Tortured Existence, you should be drawing it in the top, you know, the first maybe 5 turns of the game, ideally. So maybe we even want to go to what is it? The green, is it Cartouche? Oh, that's what it is. Vessel of Nascency thing. This card is something to consider as well. So it's 1 mana and then 2 to activate. So it costs more overall. And it looks at only the top 4, but it gets creature or land. So if you need lands, it's more important, but I've kind of toyed around playing with one of these, but searching for 4 as opposed to 5 is just not really worthwhile. 2 Satyr Wayfinders again to help solve the problem of getting lands while filling up your graveyard. We're trying 1 Horror of the Broken Lands. In the early game, this cycles. In the late game, it's whenever you cycle or discard, so it triggers every time you activate Tortured Existence. You can make this into like a 10-10, no problem. Just hits really, really hard. Croson Tusker just for some value again. You want to be hitting land drops every turn, so this replaces itself and finds lands. And that's pretty much the deck. Oh, Abyssal Gatekeeper's kind of a catch-all. So we have Crypt Rats because most decks in this format kind of have like 2/2s and 3/3s. 4/4 is kind of like the critical number, I think, but Crypt Rats kind of mops up the floor of any small creatures. Abyssal Gatekeeper just gives us an out to dealing with like bigger threats that we just can't deal with Crypt Rats. And then Spore Frog is our other out. So sacrifice it, prevent all combat damage, and you can recur it every turn. So they just never get to damage you. Against like Elf Ball, this is kind of just game over. Which is why we have more in the sideboard. So now we'll talk about the sideboard. So more Fume Spitters against like the Delver decks. If we want to destroy more enchantments, we can bring these in. Just any decks with 1/1s, elves. Grave Scrabbler, just if we want more value. And to play around Graveyard Hate, because a lot of times they'll like wipe part of your graveyard, and we want some amount of redundancy. Because if we, you know, by chance happen to lose all of our Grave Scrabblers against like Tron, our late game is going to be pretty tough to win. So we can bring this in. Faceless Butcher is good for dealing with creature-based combo decks where they need, you know, they're playing like, I think it's mostly for Pulsive Marasa decks, where you want to exile the creature, because this comes from the old templating days where, so when it enters, exile a creature, and then when it leaves, return the creature. So if you kill it in response to the trigger, it just exiles them permanently, which is why we have these Carrion Feeders in here. They let you do the same trick with Mesmeric Fiend. So this helps us get rid of like Capsize and Ghostly Flicker. And other annoying tricks like that. You can just exile it permanently. So Faceless Butcher does that for creatures, I guess. Very Macabre on the same vein. Just really good graveyard removal. Discard it to exile 2 cards from graveyards. So similar effect, but instant speed. Again, more Crypt Rats against creature decks. Mesmeric Fiend against like Tron and stuff like that. I'm trying something out. I don't know how good this is, but the Mindless Sliver, it's just a 1/1 for 1 that lets you make each player discard a card at instant speed. So you theoretically can get a hard lock with this, because you can like Mindless Sliver and then discard Grave Scrabbler to the trigger, and then just get back Mindless Sliver, and then you dredge a creature. So every turn you're drawing 2 or more cards. Your opponent's drawing 1 and discarding it right on their draw step. So unless it's an instant, they can't play it. I don't know how good this is. I'm putting 1 IV as a trial against like Mono Black or any of the like kind of slow removal decks, because it's just a hard lock. Augur of Skulls helps empty their hand and get to that point. Another Gatekeeper in case we're playing against someone who's playing like Ulamog's Crusher or something. Probably bring that in alongside Faceless Butcher. And then 2 Knot of the Bone against Burn and Affinity and the Delver deck, actually. Because the Delver deck kills you kind of slowly and incrementally, so if you're gaining just like 20 life in one go, that's like 3 time walks. And it just helps you from getting tempoed out of the game, because a lot of the ways I lose to like Mono Blue Delver is they'll play like 2 counter spells on critical turns and then kind of hit me for damage. I'll get down low on life, so this kind of gives you another shot at that. And that's the deck. I think, yeah, that's the deck. Oh, the mana base I've improved. I started out 3 colors last time I played, and the biggest issue I kept seeing is that I kept getting color screwed. Because with this deck, you want to mulligan pretty aggressively, because you can easily win on a mulligan to like 4. If your hand is like Tortured Existence, Jungle Hollow, Rot Farm, and Satyr Wayfinder, and then you Wayfinder into a Dredger, and then you dredge, your hand's ready to go. So I'd like to be able to mulligan pretty aggressively, and with 3 colors, it's not very reliable. So with 2 colors, we're almost mono black even, just a little bit of green for Commune and Spore Frogs. I think you can mulligan much more confidently that you'll be okay with like 5 cards in hand. But that's the deck, and we're gonna jump into a Pauper tournament, and I'll see you guys in round 1. What's up, guys? Welcome to round one. So one thing I didn't mention in the deck tech is that this deck takes quite a lot of time to play. I think one of your biggest... Oh, hang on. This is a keep, but it's not a great keep. One of the biggest threats to you playing this deck is running out of time. I mean, probably not against an opponent playing mono red, but I'm gonna try my best to talk as fast as I can to give some good commentary, but if it gets down to the wire, I might not talk so much because just gotta play really fast. But like I said, if this is mono red, if I get like lightning bolted end of turn, then probably that won't come up too much. On a side note, mono red is a terrible matchup for this deck. Yeah, this is rough. This is really rough. Because on the draw, there's no way for me to deal with Thermo Alchemist. I can Mesmeric Fiend away their burn. I guess we can Crypt Rats away the Alchemist. But that does... Oh, jeez. So we have no way to deal with Firebrand Archer either. They have double Lava Spike, Needle Drop, Rift Bolt. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Wow. Currently no way to kill the Fiend, so whatever I take is just going to go away. The Archer, they don't actually have 2 lands. I almost want to take the Needle Drop so they just don't draw lands. Or Lava Spike. Probably I'm just going to grab Lava Spike and I'm going to hope to Crypt Rats away the Thermo Alchemist. Oh, actually in that case I should take Rift Bolt, right? No, Lava Spike. That works. Yeah, here's the game plan. I take Lava Spike, they tap out for Archer, I tap out for Crypt Rats, I kill both their creatures. That's the game plan we're going with. And I need to hope they don't rip a land. But if they do just Rift Bolt my Crypt Rats, then that's me gaining 3 life anyway, which isn't so terrible. I think the issue happens when if they suspend Rift Bolt this turn. Oh no. They're gonna Needle Drop and try and hit a land, I think. Yeah. Alright, we're gonna have 6. So we need them to... Well, if they miss a land, then we're screwed too. I guess we need them to hit a land and then play the Archer. Oof. Okay, so they played Needle Drop and Lava Spike. They have Rift Bolt, Archer, and Unknown. Honestly, Crypt Rats for 3 is probably the play. This means they can't play Archer next turn. I know it does 3 to me, but this is going to do way more than 3 to me over the course of the game. The way that I have staying power against these decks, basically the best way for me to win, is to Tortured Existence, Return and Golgari Brown scale over and over again. So getting Crypt Rats in my graveyard is actually very important for that as well. They might just Rift Bolt the Crypt Rats. Oh, what? Searing Blaze? Whoa. Hold up. Oh, but that gives them back Lava Spike. Right. Okay, this is actually pretty brutal. So, if I do this for 3, I go to 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Guys, I think we're dead. I think that's my only out though. Because this is the only way for me to get creatures in the graveyard currently. But then I'm just dead. They block though, we can save a mana. I like this. Huh. So I can just... I could even just let this happen? Well, at the very least we get to cycle, because we only have to use 2 mana at the most. I might just let this happen. Mesmeric Fiend still survives. Their Archer dies. This is actually decent for us. Oh, I'm gonna have no effects. You take 1. Then we can Wayfinder, try and find a cycling land. Perfect. And we do have a brown scale in our graveyard. I'm gonna Evolving Wilds to try and thin our deck and pass turn. So we're at 11. They have 1 card in hand. That does 4, 5. So we're at a virtual 6. Oh. That's a good draw. And they suspend Riftbolt. Yep. This Evolving Wilds is going to get... There's no cards in hand. I think just basic Swamp. We need to hit Tortured Existence this turn, I think, or else we're just dead. We can cycle the Tranquil Thicket off Jungle Hollow. I guess I can dredge this if I miss. But does that even help me survive? So I'm at 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So if they brick, dredging the brown scale gives me 1 more turn. But that turn just helps me find another draw. So I think it's better just to naturally draw. Okay, so now we cycle here. And again, let's do the math one more time. So we're at 9 from this guy. And then this hits us for 3 to 6. 5, 4 off those triggers. 3, 2. And then 1 off Curse to the Pierce Heart. So that gives us another turn. But that 1 more turn just gives us 1 more draw. So I'm just going to draw naturally. Baron more. No dredge. I think we're just dead. They don't need to know that though. Go. Yeah, we're just dead. This deck's pretty bad matchup for us right now. Brutal to play against. But I mean, it's doing good work for them, that's for sure. I can't hate on the deck. I like the Thermo Alchemist. I never thought of putting in Burn. Because one of the biggest problems, I played Burn for a long time in Pauper, and one of the biggest problems I had was staying power. Because like Needle Drop was one of the best cards I could draw reliably. And this is just kind of like that, where you just do damage every turn. And with Curse to the Pierced Heart. It would be a lot better, I think, if we had some type of removal for these guys, but the problem is with this deck, there's no like good removal for you to use. Our best bet is like Abyssal Persecutor or like a Faceless Butcher. So we're at 7, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, actually, oh, we do get another turn even without gaining life. Okay. Gaining life does not give us another turn here, though. So here we have to draw Tortured Existence and for them to miss. Which they'll never miss. They're playing Burn. Yeah. Like 70% of their deck is just 3 damage to the face. Okay, so we bring in Gnaw to the Bone. Mesmeric Fiend, Mindless Sliver, but only because we really have no better way to deal with the slivers. Trying to decide if I want Abyssal Gatekeeper. It actually could be good here. Let's see, what don't we want? Crypt Rats is kind of bad, it just does a bunch of damage. Wicker Ball can kill their enchantments. Tilling Tree Folk's a little too slow. I'll keep one in, because we do at least want one in our deck. Merc Fiend, I don't think we want 4 of actually. Spore Frog actually isn't that good either, because they're never really attacking us for damage. Faceless Butcher can kill their creature. Is Raven's Crime even good? That one's okay. No, I think I do want the full 4 Mesmeric Fiends over Raven's Crime. Yeah, because the Fiend we can play on turn 2 and take the Therma Alchemist. Yeah, I'll play first. Oh yeah. Knot of the Bone is very powerful. We need to hit a green source here. But if we do, we're gonna get there. Just leading with Baron more. Still sets us up to play a turn 2 Mesmeric Fiend. And if not, we can just go Tortured Existence, cycle Horror of the Broken Lands. We want to commune with the gods as soon as possible. Yeah, Lava Spike the face. Carrion Feeder. Puts them on a clock, but it's not a particularly fast one. I'm gonna cycle this. Gatekeeper. I'm gonna play Tortured Existence because I want to be able to get back Horror of the Broken Lands. We need to hit a forest here. So I want to like swap a Mindless Sliver for the Horror and cycle it or something. Worth noting, we can use Gatekeeper to kill their creature. Wow, we're at 14 already. Alright, we might just be dead. Okay, Jungle House is actually a very good draw. Now we just need to... We have Commune with the Gods. What do we do here? I think I want to keep cycling. I want to get more creatures in our graveyard. I don't need this necessarily. That's not the card we wanted. The next turn we can Commune with the Gods. Or Knot of the Bone just to gain 4. Honestly, that's not the worst. Because we're dead to like Bolt, Fire Blast if they hit us too much here. Which is insane to think about. Wicker Ball. So we're dead to 4 bolts. They've already used 3 lava spikes. Let's see, so Knot of the Bone gains 4. So we go up to 16. Or we can wait 1 turn and gain a bunch more. I think that's better. Been wrong before. Oddly enough, I actually want the brown scale in my graveyard. So I'm just gonna do that. I'm gonna gain the life right now. Discarding the Wicker Ball Elder. We can gain 2, and now we're doing pretty okay. Because now we can put this back into our graveyard and then re-dredge it. Or just Knot of the Bone. Now we have 3 creatures that gain 6. I might just do that next turn. If they're just Rift Bolting our face... Let's grab Horror. Do this. Then we can even dredge one more time, get a Krosan Tusker. And then next turn we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 life. That should kind of seal the deal. I'm gonna dredge Stinkweed Imp too. Yeah, so we're just gonna main phase Gnaw to the Bone, and that's probably game. Yeah, okay. Now we can play pretty conservatively. We're at 27, they only have 4 cards in hand. So we're gonna... I think we're just gonna natural draw, actually. Cycle Cross and Tusker to get a land. Grabbing swamps. Turn. We could put brown scale back into our yard. Ooh, perfect. And that's kind of the hard lock for our opponent. We just need to kill them, which we can do pretty quickly. And not get sloppy. But I think I just want to save Gnaw to the Bone to get really big. Yeah, we're going to grab brown scale, discarding Stinkweed Imp. Upkeep, we grab another Croson Tusker. Discarding you. Red you. Pretty hard to imagine them doing 31 damage. We're just gonna natural draw, I think. Yeah, just on the off chance they have some kind of weird graveyard hate. I don't want to dredge too much, because we do have like 3 dead cards in our hand. We're gonna discard the brown scale, so that we can get it back. There. They like bolt, double, fire blast. That does a lot to us. Here I'm just gonna grab the Croson Tusker, I think. Discarding Stinkweed Imp. Dredge the brown scale. Now we can start growing our carrion feeder. And cycle you to get a land. Yep. Womp. Dredge this brown scale. Ooh, double Gnaw to the Bone now? Yeah, that's probably just game. Play the Fiend, sack it to carrion feeder. Yeah, okay. This is like the only way we can win is if we hit Gnaw to the Bone in time. That we need them to have a slow start. And then we can just kind of brown scale back and forth for a while. So let's see, they have double bolt, fire blast that hits us for 8 plus 6. Yeah, that's nowhere near enough damage. Plus 4 with the firebrand. Ah, wow, they have had terrible draws. Alright, well we can just sack our carrion feeder to turn off Searing Blaze. I think... I mean, I'm gonna do it anyway, they played a land. Back it to its own ability. We'll find out together. I actually don't know, because it has 2 targets. And it's, yeah, target player and target creature. So it's not target creature and 3 damage to their controller. I think it's still resolved and hits me for damage. Let's see, forest in my graveyard, there's one. So we should be able to Krosan Tusker. Okay, so it does still hit me. That's good to know. Let's see. So we have one forest left. So we can grab Krosan Tusker, cycle it, play the land, and then Gnaw to the Bone. And that should kind of just seal the game up, really. Dredge you, gain some life. Chop a forest. I'm actually not going to dredge this time. I don't want to deck myself for whatever reason. Gnaw to the Bone. Okay, we're at 60 life. Now we can focus on winning the game. Curse of the Pierced Heart. Is Wickerball Elder in our graveyard? It is. I'm gonna pick that up. And we can actually just beat down with Wickerball Elder and that'll probably be enough. So we're gonna get you the brown scale. Kill the Curse of the Pierced Heart. Turn. If we can find Horror of the Broken Lands, that'll be the fastest clock. We could also just hardcast a Krosan Tusker. That's really tough for them to deal with. Oh, Horror's in there. Oh yeah, I'm gonna grab the Horror with the... No. Ooh. We're gonna grab you with one of you. I'm just gonna natural draw. Hardcast you. And that'll just kill him real fast. They need 20 lightning bolts to kill us. That'll be tough to do. And we have all 4 Tortured Existence as well. Fire Blast targeting you, sure. Not targeting me. So they're going to be drawing almost all action, but it's going to be real tough for them to kill this Horror. And even if they do, we could just get it back. We're going to gain a bit of life. No dredge, because we don't need to. Is there a Fume Spitter here? No, I think I took those out. Okay, they've had enough. Alright, game 3 is going to be really tough though. We need them to have a draw like that where they just don't do anything. We still have 2 Fume Spitters in the deck, I guess. Dark Fiend. Maybe I don't want double Carrion Feeder. What do I even have to side in though? Faceless Butcher to eat their thing. Maybe Raven's Crime is just better than Fume Spitter. If I can get like a couple discards early, that's 3 life per discard. because there's no way we're gonna have enough pressure to kill them faster than they can kill us. Because that's usually the best way to do it, I think, is just try and race them. But there's no way that's happening with this deck. I'm gonna lead with Jungle Hollow, I think. That way, if we draw an untapped land, we can have our choice of like going Commune with the Gods or Carrion Feeder. If we Evolving Wilds and we fetch for a swamp, then we draw a swamp, we can't cast Commune with the Gods, but I don't want to be fetching a forest. So let's just delay the decision. And this hand isn't amazing, but we have Carrion Feeder, Commune with the Gods to find Tortured Existence. Or at least not getting Lava Spiked. Jungle Hollow. Go. Oh, please play the 2/1 Archer next turn. Wow, nothing on turn 1? They must have some play on this turn. Whoa, what? What's going on over there? I don't even really want to play Carrion Feeder. Because I don't want to give him a target for Searing Blaze. If they hit a land. Although I think it seems like they have a lot of like archers and stuff in hand. I am going to play Carrion Feeder. That way next turn I can Mesmeric Fiend. Yeah. They have Searing Blaze, they have Searing Blaze. So be it. So we're going to fetch up a swamp, and I'm not sure if we're bouncing the Jungle Hollow or the land. The 1 life gain is relevant, but I don't think it's worth slowing down our whole game plan. Okay, so we fetch a swamp here. Yeah, we're going to Mesmeric Fiend, sacrifice with on the trigger on the stack. Chain Lightning, Curse, Lava Spike, Needle Drop. Curse represents the most damage. I'll take Curse. Hit for 2 to see if they block. Okay. Maybe we can get him with Fume Spitter, but we're just going to kill their Archer with Fume Spitter. I want the 1 extra life. I think I do. I think I honestly do. We have double Commune. And we can play that and Tortured Existence next turn. Alright, there's their hand. There's Needle Drop. They're trying to hit a land so they can also play the Archer, I guess. This is not a good matchup. What did they play? Oh, they just activated it. Chain Lightning my dude. Okay. I don't mind them killing my guy at all. Okay, so we're gonna lead with Commune. We just want to find Tortured Existence. Ooh, Gatekeeper. And Mesmeric Fiend. Wow, I want both. The problem with Gatekeepers, we actually don't have a way to sack it now. Because they're going to play their 2/1 and we have to Fume Spitter that. So I guess I just take Mesmeric Fiend. And play it. Just reduces the amount of burn we're taking. Archer, Spike. Relic of Progenitus, interesting. So Relic shuts off a little bit. So that's 1, 2, 3, that's 8 damage. Curse of the Pierced Heart is damage, but it is over time. So maybe now I take Lava Spike? Because if they want to go Archer into Relic, they have to hit a land? Or do I just take Relic and hope I'm winning the late game? I'm at 18. They have 8 points of burn in hand, so I'm at virtual 10. 9. I'll take Relic, to be honest. Oh, okay, so I saw those in the Archer. So that's the information I have. Yeah, I think it's worth taking Relic. Yep. Because we're at 18. Pretty high. And we want to get our Golgari Brown Scales working. So hopefully with Commune we can hit Brown Scale plus Tortured Existence. Come on, tap off for the Archer. What? Come on, you can't just top deck another Relic. Let's see. I think we're leading with Jungle Hollow. It doesn't do so much for them. I actually prefer that in their deck, but I don't like them drawing 2 of them. So I know their hand. I can actually take Curse of the Pierced Heart now with Mesmeric Fiend. Just leaving them with 2 Lava Spikes. So those are still there. That's still there. Yeah, so I know their hand perfectly now. Jungle Hollow. And I guess Commune. Oh, wow. It might just be better to take Brown Scale. They can eat my Wicker Ball. This does actually, Wicker Ball is actually a decent clock. It's a 3/3. As it stands, I don't have a very good clock. But I kind of want Brown Scale in hand. Yeah, I think I want Brown Scale in hand. Go. That way, if I hit Tortured Existence, I can just go like Wayfinder, do a thing. They're probably just gonna crack Relic now. Everyone thinks their graveyard hate's way better against my deck than it actually is. Sure. I'm gonna exile Satyr. Oh, Commune with the Gods does nothing for me. If they want to keep 1 mana open the rest of the game just to go slowly, that's totally fine with me. Yep. So that's gone. Ooh. I like that. So Tilling Treefolk can get our lands back. We can Raven's Crime their hand away. Just gonna get cycling lands, I think. Fume Spitter, your Archer. Raven's Crime, your hand. It's just black, gain 3. Not too bad. We can hit for 1. We're starting the beatdown. Oh, they had another Archer? Huh. We can hit for 2, and I think I am just going to keep the lands for cycling or Ravens Criming. We do really want to hit Tortured Existence. We're going to exile Commune with the Gods. No use for that. And we have no effects this turn, so we can just have 6. It's a tough game. We're doing a lot better than I thought we should. This matchup is miserable. Okay, Lava Spike down. So we can Raven's Crime. Discarding basic forest. Come on. You got it. Tough call, right? Lightning Bolt. Targeting Mesmeric Fiend, getting back Curse. Okay, but I could just Raven's Crime that. So, sure. Raven's Crime you again. Discarding Tranquil Thicket. They saw me get this. They know I have it. Satyr Wayfinder. Those would have been all good cards. Guess I attack for 1. They have no cards in hand. I'm at 11, but I need to find a clock. Yep, take 1. Yeah, I'm losing the race as of now. I'm gonna play a swamp. Last turn. They might just pop the relic now. Exiling Evolving Wilds. They have no cards in hand. They drew something. Is this non-creature? Instant or sorcery, okay. Lava Spike, sure. I don't know how this race goes. They have a lot of lands to draw. They've drawn all spells. They can hit me for 1 a turn. I'm currently... Ooh. So the question becomes, do I want this brown scale, or do I want to try and draw a Tortured Existence? Is Tortured Existence even that good right now? I don't think it is. I think I'm just going to take this brown scale. Yeah, I didn't want either of those, so that's pretty good. I'm just going to cast them. They hit for 2. There's their exile. So we have no graveyard at the moment. Alright, we need one of our creatures to die. Yeah, I need some way to put cards into my graveyard, and then I think we just win. Man, the double relic was really rough. Take 2. Green, green, green. That bad boy. And this card. Go ahead. I'm gonna keep this one in hand. It's possible we just die if they go lightning bolt into fire blast. But I mean, we can only do so much, you know? Searing blaze. Okay. The life. I'm gonna attack first. Just not give them any information. Maybe they lightning bolt our mesmeric fiend. Seems like a no. Yep. 1, 2, 3. Take 4. Honestly, how am I doing in this race? I'm at 7. I'm at 8. Well, yeah, 7. They're at 12. They're taking 4 next turn. This actually puts them on a 2-turn clock if I cast this. Oh no, wait, why are they blocking the 1/1 instead of the 2/2? If they block here, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage instead of 3. So it becomes a 3-turn clock instead of 4. Versus if I draw any creature, I just win the game. I think it's better to hold it. If it was a 2-turn clock, I think it's better to play it. But if I can get any creature card in my graveyard, I can gain a bunch of life, and that should just put me over the edge. We have a lot of life draws. Fume Spitter, Tilling Tree Folk. Not Tilling Tree Folk. Fume Spitter, Carrion Feeder, Satyr Wayfinder, Horror of the Broken Lands. Okay, so they drew a lightning bolt, I guess. We're dead to any top deck. Oh, okay. So if they had 2 burn spells, we would just be dead. Come on. Commune with the Gods. Baronmore puts us live. A redraw. Wing out. How are they timing out before me? They're mono red. Will they block here, take 3? Man, that's too many turns. It could have been 5. And then 5. That's 3 whole turns. I think they're winning that race. Still blocking the 1/1. Okay. I mean, had I known they would block like this, I would have played brown scale. But I think they would have blocked differently then. I might just be dead still. Again, I still think it's better to wait just in case I draw a way to put creatures in the graveyard to have this brown scale around. Yep, Down to 6. I'm dead to pretty much any top deck. It feels like they have Fire Blast and I'm just dead. Lightning Bolt targeting me. I don't like that. At 1. Yep. Come on, nothing. No! Ah. Top card's gonna be like a Sylvan Satyr Wayfinder too. That's rough. That Relic of Progenitus really got me. Grave Scrubber wouldn't have done it. Okay. Whew. Well, that's as close as I think I've ever gotten to beating Mono Red. So, you know, a lot of things have to go right for me. A lot of things have to go right for my opponent too, though. I mean, top decking that Relic, I could have gained so much life off this brown scale. But such is life. Anyways, see you guys round 2.